Hello class, it's Tuesday, and I believe we didn't get to this yesterday, so I'm starting off here. If not, Mr. Barron, Mrs. Reddick, fast forward the video, but let's do a SWOT analysis of Starbucks. We'll give you some time to take care of that, and put down as many points as you can think of in your mind for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and we will talk about them in class. I'm going to pause it now, and when you start back up, we'll be going on the next section. Alright, so in this section, we're going to talk about market segmentation. And it's not as long as it was yesterday, and tomorrow we'll have a little fun. So, before you read, think of all the ways you might describe yourself as a consumer. Think about things like your age, your gender, and then try and go into more details. Your socioeconomic status, maybe your culture, maybe your preferences, those types of things. All of those will allow you or will cause you to be segmented into a certain market. So we're going to explain the concept of segmenting the market, analyze a target market, and differentiate between mass marketing and market segmentation. The heart of the matter. If you're in marketing, you need to know your customer and how they are your target market. And segmentation of the market helps you to identify who your customer is. So vocabulary, and as usual, we'll hit these as we go along. Market segmentations and methods of ways to segment. So we have demographics, geographics, psychographics, excuse me, and behavioral characteristics. Demographics are people with different personal characteristics, needs, and interests. Geographics is exactly how it sounds. It is where someone lives. And psychographics are the lifestyle of yourself and your family and your environment impacts the way you spend money. Some of us are very cheap and can't imagine ever owning a $100 pair of jeans when I could buy jeans that look very similar for $30. And some of us say, hey, I have to have that $100 pair of jeans. Behavioral characteristics, those are various characteristics that influence our shopping patterns. There is a reason why certain items are up by the register. They are known as impulse purchases, and they're at a place and a time where we're going to be a little bit more impulsive in what we do and what we purchase. Oh, going back. So here's your formal definition of market segmentation. That is this process we go through of putting people into smaller groups so that we can target our marketing dollars more efficiently. That's what really this is about. And we'll talk about target marketing versus mass marketing in a minute or two. But really, when we segment the market, we do it for the purpose of maximizing dollars. So companies will get data from as many places as they can. They'll do their own research, company research. There are trade associations for every industry that survey the people or the companies in that industry to put together data, and sometimes they'll sell it to companies, and that's how they make money. Private research, there are companies that do research. They are in the business of doing research. And then government data is the government surveys various data points and collects data for doing, providing economic indicators. And we talked about those in the last section, actually. And so a company will use all of that data from all of those places to try and make sense of the market and how they want to target customers. So here is a great chart and information to look at. And you have your formal definitions of demographic and psychographic. But if you look at what demographic information is, it's all of that age, gender, income, marital status, background, geographic, physically where you are at, psychographic, your opinions, your attitudes, your interests, activities, personality, values, and then behavior, shopping patterns, and decision-making process. So demographics are those statistics that describe a population in terms of those characteristics as listed there. And then psychographic is grouping people with similar attitudes, interests, opinions, as well as lifestyles and shared values. One big one that pops out in my mind is the Second Amendment. A lot of people are, you're pro-gun or you're anti-gun, and those people oftentimes fall in the category of liberal or conservative. And wherever you feel on that issue is not really relevant as long as you can know and understand that those targeted groups buy certain products. And that's kind of where segmentation works. Make sure you have these in your notes. They will definitely help you understand how segmentation works. This is a fun one to talk about. Generations are labeled and segmented. There's the baby boomer generation, Gen X, Gen Y, Millennial, Gen Z, and they all have various characteristics. Why? Because they grew up in different environments. And I imagine over time we'll see various generations each one will use their own level of social media or their own social media platform to communicate with the rest of the people. This is an interesting topic to discuss. I'm going to recommend stopping the video now and having a brief discussion about this. Okay, hope that discussion was good. Let's keep going. So, disposable income versus discretionary income. So your disposable income is all of the money left after taking out taxes. So 2 things guaranteed in life, I'll say this probably a few times throughout the year, and that is death and taxes. Governments always wants to get their share, and we are always or eventually going to pass on to the next world. Anyways, discretionary income is the money left after paying for basic needs. Food, shelter, clothing, so on and so forth. So, this is not trying to say the money you spend on wants and the money you spend on needs. No, it's just saying your disposable income is the paycheck you get and take home. And then your discretionary income is the things you spend on what you want versus what you need. Alright, so we're going to talk about customer profiles, and we talked a little bit about them in the last chapter, but this is really going to take us there. Demographics, psychographics, and geographics, all of that information together creates a comprehensive customer profile. And now you have your formal definition of geographics. And that comprehensive customer profile allows us to get a definitive look at who our customer is. So just a quick graphic organizer to help you understand where psychographics are people's attitudes, interests, opinions, lifestyles, and values. Geographics are where people live, and both of them together allow us to group people by various criteria and provide useful information. Not the most critical thing to write down, just more of an understanding or a way of visualizing. Hey. So, types of segmentation and changing times, personal experiences equals our attitudes and opinions. More or less, this is just saying as time goes on, people are going to change, and their attitudes and their opinions about things will change. Some people will move from conservative to liberal, liberal to conservative based on how they go through life. That's just an easy one to block in there. But as you get older, your concern for that iPhone is going to become less relevant. As you go to college, all of the fitting in is probably going to change and you're going to become more of your own person. That is going to fit you into a different market segment. So, I think this is our last, just a couple more things. So types of segmentation, 80% of a business's sales are generated by 20% of its loyal customers. This is just a common sense, the 80-20 rule that goes through life, and it's in a lot of different ways. But essentially, a business is the bulk of its money is coming from whether it's a holiday time frame, right? So in retail, 80% of a business is done in 20% of the year, and that's November and December. And in fact, the end of November and the beginning and middle of December is where all of the bulk of retail will do their business. And it's always the 80-20 rule. You can pick it up in various points, but you're going to segment your business so that you can find that 20% of your customers and target them, because they're going to provide you with 80% of your business. And that's kind of the concept. It is the reason why segmentation is so important. All right. Mass marketing versus segmentation. And here's how I think of mass marketing. So, is using a single marketing strategy to reach all of your customers. A flyer you put in the mail that is a mass flyer, and you have no idea where it's going to everyone in a zip code. That is mass marketing. And all that garbage mail that we all take and throw it in the trash, right? That's mass marketing. So the advantages of it, well, your marketing's real simple, right? Hey, we're going to put this flyer, it's going to cost a penny every time we do it, we're going to throw it in the mail. And it gives you scale. So you get simplification and you get massive scale. The disadvantages, competitors can identify unmet needs and wants and steal customers. I can target your simplified message and attack it, and I might be able to find a more focused customer. So there's goods and bads with it. Disadvantages is you're not really focusing on anybody, therefore you might get nobody. But it works to some degree because people keep doing it. Always keep that in mind. All right, and so niche marketing is you are extremely precise. You are super dialed into who your customer is, and you're just going to focus on them. So you have an increased chance of success. The disadvantage is it's expensive to get all of this information to figure out who they are. You're also taking your market and you're making it very, very tiny. So that can be okay depending on what you're doing and what you're selling. So, and that's niche marketing. Super focused, it is the opposite of mass marketing. It is niche marketing. And that is going to end our lesson for section 2. And we have one more short section to talk about, and that is going to be about writing marketing plan objectives and the marketing plan in general. And we'll tackle that on Friday. And that'll be pretty quick. We'll do that in the computer lab, and I will talk to you guys then. Bye.